Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I am Ananda Rose, and today I have again Claire Johnson with me. Welcome again, Claire.
Yep. Hello again.
How are you today?
Fantastic. As always.
Great. So, everyone, today we're doing the third and last installment of the Egypt Activation Expansion um, series that we've been doing. So, this is the last one we were guided to do. If we get anything more, obviously we will do it. But I think for now, this is it. I feel like this is it. How about you, Claire? What do you think?
It sounds good to me.
Yeah, it just feels like what you were saying earlier that you feel like so much more is happening to you even after coming back from Egypt, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so many synchronicities and all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, Egypt is still like a front and center, and that energy is still showing up daily. So,
Great. Great. That's good. I mean, I think it was so profound, your trip, right, to Egypt, your actual experiences there. I can't imagine that you could have just like gone back to life as if nothing happened because you had such a grand transformation there. We all had a transformation there that
yeah.
joined that joined the activation and joined you when you were there. So yeah,
Right. Yeah, it was, a whole worldwide thing apparently. So,
yeah, yeah. From all the comments, from some of the stuff that's going on, and we've just done Israel Palestine activation on Saturday, and you were in it. And the feedback I had about your light language was incredible. How did you feel?
I mean, it felt similar to how I felt after the Egypt activation, a
Wow.
little bit,
Yeah.
like fried. you know,
Yeah.
like it was still, I still had emotion,
Yeah.
kind of coming through and it just felt big, bigger than me,
Yeah.
you know, bigger than just this space that I'm in right now. And, I just didn't, just like with Egypt, it just felt like it was like it was huge what I was doing, but I didn't know, you know, at the time.
Uh,
So I could feel hmm, or lack of a better way to put it, the toll that it took on me afterwards. Like, it
yeah.
wasn't bad. I mean, I went to sleep for 3 hours after Israel Palestine,
Yeah.
and was able to get some rest. But it's and I was fine. But it was just I needed to rest and recharge and regenerate some stuff that got yeah, overutilized, I guess, in my
Yeah.
physical body, my third dimensional self. Um, so yeah, but I'm good, I'm learning better how to, especially these activations. I am getting better about like how to heal myself
Mm.
afterwards,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a learning process, but yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm.
yeah.
I'm really I feel like it's grand that you are embracing your light language and that you are sharing it with the world because you started your channel and you're doing light language transmissions on there. And it's called, what is it called? Tell me again.
Yeah, light language activations with Claire.
Yes, I know that I think we talked about it the last time, but I just wanted to remind everybody that that's where you can be found. And we'll put the link in the description box to it anyway. Now that you've shared it with me, we'll put the link in the description box so people can access your light language. I think it's grand that you've continued to embrace the light language because I believe the light language is bringing in things for this next 10 years because light language has become it's exploded now, I believe. But on the weekend, I met some people that didn't know what I was talking about. And so we're always going to meet those people. And when we meet them and we give our light language, then they get activated without even realizing it. As long as people are receptive and open to it, they will have some sort of activation. If they're not, they might still have it, but I mean, they may not acknowledge it, and that's okay.
Yeah. And with the activations too, it's um, you know, first, if your body, if you don't need it, it's fine. It's not going to harm you, listening to an activation. But if, your body can hold on to it, and I mean, you may not notice something, but it will hold on to it for later, or
Yeah,
whatever it's activating will activate when it's ready to be activated. Um, I've already gotten feedback from some people that, as soon as they started listening to the transmissions that I've posted on my channel, that they just started feeling energy moving through. And I'm like, that's fantastic. Like,
good.
this just
Yeah.
lets me know it's working. And I got some weird stuff coming through. I just got another one I got to post. It's like, I don't even know how I'm going to work the description on that one, but
Mm,
they'll guide me through it. They always do. But it's
yeah.
just stuff that sometimes I feel like is a little bit above my pay grade, you
Mm,
know,
yeah, yeah,
at least in the 3D. Like I'm like, all right, I got the title. Let's work with me on the description here. So
yeah,
we'll see. I'm just
yeah,
it's divinely guided, as I
yeah.
said. It's working.
That's the
So
adventure. Divinely guided is the adventure, I think. And then we start to figure out things about ourselves that you don't know you know. Or I just found, like with my guides, they were really my guides taught me how to do a thumbnail for YouTube. They told me how I, because I kept asking, how do I put that that picture on the screen before we go to talk, before we start the video? Like, how do we get that? And that was me saying it in my ordinary layman's words, right? And then one day I was cooking and I could hear guide said, I thought about it, and then the guide said to me, do you know how in YouTube there's that thing that says you upload a thumbnail? That's where you go and upload a picture to put it in before the video. And I was like, I don't know how to make it. And they were like, all right, go and find out. We'll show you. And honestly, it was my guides, even to create um the intro video they showed me. And I was like rejecting the knowledge. I was like, oh, I don't know what this is. Oh, yes. They kept trying to get me back then. I kept getting distracted, going away from it. So divine guidance. Right. So today we're going to talk about this experience, the third episode of this. Claire's going to be sharing with us an experience that was necessary for her to share with us, and she will conclude with the light language after the experience, after she shares the experience. To start us off, though, I am going to do a light language intro, as we did with the others, and then we will hand over to Claire. Breathing, everyone. Kurabakita. Kumanukutamahito malukumatafato he nare toran netere netoram meneo metefe Kira no tura me ke tara tifre tere 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 rapne toram. We are in the middle of an auditorium, and all of us are here. This auditorium has a stage in the middle, and all around us are these chairs, these seats, and all of you sit there. And as we sing and bring in this light language, all of you are filing in. For today, whatever comes through is a lesson, a teaching. Ikramatsu nakate. So come on, beloved, come in. Kuranekite makoto wakate. Ye okutabaha okurabam no. Oh, akiramajo. We're all in a sunken amphitheater. Utiaro kofan. Elelelonda. Oh, la 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 la. No. Yamato, Yamato, Amate, Yamato, Maramata, ye. We all come from tribes. Simikatonoma. Every tribe is represented here by the color of the chairs you sit on. It's so koronatse. Everyone's filed in. Rama, Rama, Sakurana, Katafata, Ramahai. Ora katatata turo taitata ramahai to faranahai to faranahai. Welcome, Oranahai. Yera totofa, rotofa totofa, toro totofa yena tuana tituturo. Welcome. Kiema tutorate. Kiema tatarota. To asita aroten emekitoroten. Geta frena. Geta frena. Geta frena. Etsoro katena. Takarana titata. Namaste. That was different.
I like it. I like the new song.
Oh, I have a few new songs recently.
All right. Should I get started?
Yes, please. Over to you.
All right. So, theme or topic for today. um, just looking at my notes. So, and they're overlapping. Here we go. The familiarity of, reconnecting with your soul tribe or soul family. At first, I had soul family written down, and then I realized, so I consider my soul family to be like my family, like we're cosmic DNA, like we're related, you know? But then there's people out there that like I've had in previous incarnations with, you know, as one of my friends put it, so we're alien friends, right? So I've decided I call those people my soul tribe, you know, like we're buddies, you know, we know each other from before. So the topic being reconnecting with soul family and soul tribe. So this was really fun. So going into, I don't even know what day it was, but we were at the Step Pyramid, and the energy there very different. It's a very clear, calming energy. Um, you travel down into the pyramid, and there's a massive, I think it looked like granite, I don't know, tomb. Excuse me. But you go down these stairs, there's lots of tunnels you crawl
Okay.
through. It's kind of like a cave, you know. Um, and you just kind of, there's a lot of old ancient pottery and stuff down there. It's very interesting. So you just kind of sometimes you have to crawl through, but you know, it is like being in a cave,
Yeah.
cave tunnels.
Yeah.
Anyway, so when I was done, you know, crawling through the caves of the pyramid, I was making my way back to the entrance, and there was another lady there who followed me out, and we were locked in because it was private access, so we had to wait until the guardian temple guardian had opened it. And anyway, so we're sitting there at the entrance, just kind of sharing stories and whatnot, comparing notes on some things. And she wanted to go back to there's this area where they have these sound healing chambers, which
Hmm.
is like halfway between like the pyramid and the bus. And so we got out of the pyramid, and the rest of the group was still down below. And so we took a little tour. We were going to go back to these sound healing chambers, and there might have been a little miscommunication as to like where it was that we were trying to go to. Um, and so I, as we're leaving, she and I are walking to our destination, and there's this black dog that I had not seen previously. There's dogs all over the place. I don't know if
Okay.
you've seen this video recently that somebody was like, I call them, I've told you that I call them the real temple guardians, these dogs. And there's a video of this dog that's like at the top of this pyramid and like
Oh,
climbing down.
oh,
Like,
wow.
yeah, it went viral on the internet recently. Um, anyway, this dog, it comes running up to me and is she, and I say she, I never looked, but somehow knew she's a female, is not barking at me. She's not crying. She is talking. She's like,
Mm,
like
yeah.
going nuts and
Okay.
like comes up to me. And I was like, oh my gosh, are you? And, and I just start petting her face and I just start speaking to her in light language, having a conversation. I'm just like rubbing behind her ears, under her chin, petting her. I mean, this goes on for a few minutes.
Yeah.
And and she calmed down, and then she goes over to two other dogs and talks to them in the same way that she was talking to me, briefly. And then she walks with us.
Wow.
And my the friend I was with, she's like, "Do you know what you're saying?" And I'm like, I have no idea what I just said to her. I have no idea. Anyway, so I had these snacks in my bag that mysteriously appeared in my bag. Like I literally do not remember putting them in there.
Okay.
They just appeared. But I brought them with me to Egypt, but they were not in this bag previously, and I thought that was very weird. So I asked, I thought maybe those snacks were for her, and they were seeds. Like I'm thinking, I don't
Yeah.
even know if she's gonna eat these. So I was like, oh my gosh, are these for you? Is that why these are in here? Maybe she was coming for the snacks. So I try to give her seeds, and she's like, mm-mm. This is like looks at me like I'm crazy, and I was just like, well, I guess the birds will eat them. They'll find them. Anyway, so she just keeps following us to the bus. And I felt bad because I was like, maybe she's just hungry. I don't know.
Mm,
Well, as I'm mentioning this story to a friend, I was like, so this is weird. And I was like, totally minor. It's like a totally like insignificant thing. But I was like, I'm feeling called to tell you this.
yeah.
And the message received was that dog recognized me from when I was that grand high priestess in Egypt. That dog and I had a previous incarnation together in Egypt, and she
Wow.
recognized me and was excited to see me, like super excited. And then she went and told her friends, like, it's her. Like, I don't know what she said, but she was
Yeah.
just like, I know her. Anyway, and then they were just like, whatever, crazy dog. Anyway, so then she just followed me because she was like, yes, I just coming with you. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I thought she needed snacks, but turns out, no, she recognized me from our previous incarnation together when I was that grand high priestess in Egypt. I'm like, well, man, that's awesome. That's pretty awesome.
It is.
And it is so awesome. I was like, that explains why she was making all these sounds. I thought something was wrong with her, but no, she was just super pumped to see me. So that was pretty cool. But then also, I I've been noticing this, and it's not just in Egypt, but this happened again when I was in Egypt. There's certain people where you meet them and you're like, you just feel like I know you or something. So they just feel familiar, or I know that person, but I know I've never met them before in my life.
Yeah.
So in Egypt, I had this experience with my roommate. I mean, we just clicked. I mean, everything about it was just like she could be a sister, excuse me, you know, and a sister that I get along with because I know that's not
Yeah.
always the
Yeah.
case.
Yeah.
But and there was this guy that like I kept saying, you reminded me of somebody. And I kept going through my Rolodex of people in my head, and I'm like, there's absolutely nobody that I know that matches this dude. Like, and I kept saying, like, who is it you remind me of?
Mm.
And then I asked my team, I said, okay, are are the three of us from the same, do we have the same soul origin? And they said no. I said, okay. Then my next question that follows that up is, do have we had previous incarnations together on another planet, star system? And then I get the yes.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, that makes sense. So then I'll go through my list of places that I'm familiar with. And, you know, turns out I was able to nail down two different places that three of us had had previous incarnations together. Um, and just those two places. I don't know how many times
Mm.
we were,
Mm.
how many lifetimes, but anyway, so they're totally part of my soul tribe, what I would consider my soul tribe. Not soul family, but you know, they feel like family here on
Yeah.
Earth, and this has happened with other people as well that I have also found that we had previous incarnations together on other places. Who knows what happened during those times, but we do know each other. And so that really speaks to, yeah, this dog that goes bonkers when she sees me because she recognized me. Um, and then, people that just feeling familiar, and yet you've never met them before.
Mm. Mm.
There's something to that. So I
Yeah.
just want to say, like, anytime that you meet somebody or even see somebody on the internet and you're like, I know that person, or they seem really familiar, but you know for a fact, like, you don't know each other, like, you've never met in this lifetime, look into that. Like, deep diaper into that, deep, oh my gosh, dive deeper into that.
I love
um,
it.
because there's something to it. And
Definitely.
hopefully, hopefully it's a hopefully it's a positive thing, not something like, one of you stoned each other to death or something,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
like, because there is that possibility that, like, yeah, it was your nemesis or something, but we're not going to worry about that. There's
Yeah.
familiarity there, and there's something to that. And so far I've only been finding like soul tribe people and soul family.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wow, that's interesting. It prompts me to, well, these thoughts are coming into my head as you're saying that, because I feel like now is the real time for soul family, for soul tribes. I like soul family than I like soul tribes. I like soul family better, as you know, to refer to this. And we're just suddenly seeming to come together, the soul families, right? And we can have a positive response, and we can also have people coming to us that are people that have been in other lifetimes with us that you have an adverse reaction to. And, always be cautious about when you recognize that person's from my soul family or your soul family, what is the response? Because some people right now, we are meeting our soul family, more our soul family that will resonate with the idea of we have a soul family or a soul tribe. And that's the time. This is the season we're in. But I have met people in my past that, or in past years or years gone by, where we're a soul family. I don't understand it. They don't understand it. It goes very wrong, right? Because, it's that attraction you have to somebody that has no attraction, no feeling for you. And you think, why am I constantly attracted to this person? Why am I seeing things there that they don't know or don't see? I believe that's one of the ways people can affect soul families, or soul, like you have a soul connection. Why am I saying that? Why am I talking about this thing that is not all positive? To point out that go back into your intuition. When you feel connected to somebody, keep going back. It always goes back to self, intuition, higher self, guides. Something, if you need to connect with that person, have the assurance something will happen that you will connect with that person. We don't have to do anything that is not guided by intuition. Sometimes you don't even have to do anything deliberate to be connected. It will just naturally happen, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Like, because there are some people where I was like in their presence, so I could make that connection and, look more into that. Whereas, like, others, obviously, if you're just like seeing them on a TV or a computer screen or something, and you're like, yeah, that person seems really familiar. I mean, I'm not saying you got to like email them and go hunt them down or anything,
No,
but
don't.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
not do that.
no.
Work its way out naturally. But like, yeah, and some of them I felt familiarity, but I didn't even ask any questions. I just was
Mm.
like, wow, that's weird. Like, I don't know. And it turns out like, oh yeah, definitely connected. Like, and the connection gets made by nothing I did,
Yeah.
other than me just like appearing.
Mm. So I'll tell you
Kind of.
something about soul family that's related to you and I. The first time you and I met, I thought, where have I seen her before? I kept thinking, I've seen her before. She's so familiar. Then now we've had all this interaction and we're starting to realize it was more than just having a session with me. We are doing work together, all of that, right? But my friend Barbara Stark, who I've had on the channel many times, she did the tapping series with me last year. And we just did our in-person event yesterday. So she's got a whole long list on a portfolio of energy healing she does. She saw you, she saw you on the channel and she said, Rose, she looks so familiar. Claire looks so familiar. I don't know where I've seen her before. That for me, like, is a perfect confirmation and synchronicity of we're all connected. That we're part of the soul family. Our time together might be limited. It might be for a phase. It might be for 3 months. It might be for 2 years. It might be for 10 years. But at least for this time and space, we are fulfilling our soul's purpose together. Whatever that might look like in the future, that's it, you know? So I brought that example in because if anybody was wondering about it, that's a perfect example. People look familiar when they are part of your soul family.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because you've seen
Yeah,
them before.
I think you even said that like it was before we met, before we had a session, like you just saw my name.
Yes, yeah, that's
And
it. And I
like
was
the
like,
name, you were like, that sounds, I was like, wow,
do I know that
that's
person?
big.
Yeah, do I know that person?
I
And
usually have to see a face first, at least.
yeah, yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like was very interesting. So, soul families. Hmm.
Yeah.
So, anything more before we go to light language?
No, that was it. And that was my team confirmed. That was it for this session. So
Wonderful. So, oh, you do whatever it is you want to do next. I'm going to mute myself so my sounds don't come through in it.
okay. I'm gonna take a few deep cleansing belly breaths. So if you'd like to join me, and I always breathe in and hold at the top and exhale and hold at the bottom. And I imagine my heart space blooming like a big flower. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Yamakito to Ihramatusehemo mahan ya tikiam matakietuka ahren nestikra matikreno tamastikre tukumoama. Ikalmatastike na matea na ehromohan nastikre na tama astike mana emo poama ikomo wa astikiama ikamasti. Ikrama tuko mastikiti sti kramatasti eta mas iste kramasti atamasti aina ko marakia kramatastu kriamatisti kem ko ma ahranatasti kramatasti ala ta ko matatsi kramatasti enam ko amatia I tomoso kramanastu kramasti kramat ehmotuha y tomotokra stamikana me otomasi krenete kromata siena kametera tomasi sakrino tokrama. This is like when I was talking to the dog. Osamir ambotukrama stikre no tukramata stikrene teramata sti amata si tokum toma tikre motoma stikre tekramati stikre motoma emotukama enamata stikre tokromata nestikre tokama yati takramati stede koma yati ramati stikrumoto stikremata stiara motukama eramata koma eramoto stiara erama Ermotukrama elmustukri en krama enamastukri etakuma ana ermotukasti enamastikreta kema enamastikiema etukuma oama akhena tumastia istukrama enmatukama kunosti kramatasti krametukuma itumustuko tuya kumatastike tomatasi tomatia tukuma akramatasi emati Tomo koromotosia hamatatia matia ikromotosi hamatasa tamasa. Thank you. All right.
Wow. Huh. Max is here. He started to bark just before you said I was just talking to the dog. So oh, so everybody, as you're coming back, just make sure to breathe and have a sip of water.
Got a lot of heat coming through my head and my neck right now.
I just had it through my chest, so
Ooh,
it's been going
goodness.
on ever since we started talking. I've been having that, but just through this transmission was pretty intense. And Yeshua was here. For me, Yeshua has been here since I woke up this morning. And he's
Nice.
really wearing a lot of these golden robes. And it's interesting, Claire, because I listened to Lars Mull's Gate of Light chant this morning. And there was Yeshua turning up in my meditation time. So very interesting.
Not surprising that he showed up after listening to that.
No, and also the thing is, remember, we forget that Yeshua was in Egypt too, wasn't he? As a
Yeah.
child, he grew up in Egypt because remember that the parents had to take him to Egypt because of the ruler at that time killing all these children that were under 2 years old because he had heard that the king of the Jews was born. That's what we get told in this. So if all that is right, then Yeshua would have been in Egypt too. So, wow.
Yeah. I mean, I think I mentioned that Sacred Lands Light Language transmission that I put out was that came
Yeah.
through after I listened to that same
Yeah.
chant by
Yeah.
Lars.
Yeah.
Like,
So it's really interesting because today in what came through here was we were in an amphitheater that was sunken and we were in the middle and we had all these people, all these beings filing in. and they had all these different colored chairs, and I was trying to figure out why, because first I saw the black chairs and the wooden chairs, and then I saw these cream colored chairs, and it's almost like like what was there was a gathering of people and or beings, I should say, from different places that came to receive this today for whatever reason. And so they were here. But interestingly enough, my meditation, I was in the middle of this morning's meditation in particular. I was sitting in the middle, and my ancestors were all around me. And they turned up to have a very serious conversation with me. And beyond them, we had all my team in spirit, and they were, and then above them were the dragons, and especially my galactic blue dragon that traverses the universes and galaxies, collecting stardust and takes us to the intergalactic council. There's something with the intergalactic council that's happened. I was kind of nervous when I did the channeling of the intergalactic council at the Israel Palestine activation on Saturday. I've never channeled them before, and I thought, wow, what's up with you, Rose, channeling the intergalactic council? But if they came through, they came through. What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Anyway, I feel like it was necessary to share that. I know, friends, it looks like we're digressing, but we don't mean to. I think somebody out there is going to understand this better because of whatever Claire's just done and the energy I've come in with, because maybe someone else needed to hear it and feel it and have that confirmation for themselves that these things are all fine. You'll find your synchronicity if that's what you need to find. Right. So
Sounds
thank
perfect.
you everyone for watching. Claire, anything else before we go? Thank you.
No, we could sign.
Thank you so much for your commitment and your openness, and for the fact that you are open to bringing all your gifts for yourself, but in return, giving it all to us, sharing it with the collective. So I'm really appreciative of you.
Yeah.
Thank
Absolutely.
you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. So much appreciation.
Glad I can be of service to the collective. That's great.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for watching. Catch you next time here on Ananda Rose. Bye.
Bye.